We spent 8 full days on Campobello Island in New Brunswick, Canada. If you've ever wondered what this peaceful, wild, and rugged East Coast gem has to offer, this is your guide. From ferry rides to local eats, iconic lighthouses to hidden beaches, here's a look of how we spent a full week plus a day soaking in everything Campobello has to offer. Campobello Island is located just south of the New Brunswick mainland. It's connected by an international bridge at Lubec, Maine. It's only about 15 kilometers or 9 miles long, but it's packed with wild beauty and peaceful charm. If, like us, you decide to travel through Canada and not cross the international border, you would have to take ferries to Campobello Island. In fact, you have to take 2 ferries, one to Deer Island from the mainland and then from Deer Island to Campobello. Now, if you've never taken multiple ferries to reach your destination, Campobello makes the whole process feel like it's part of the adventure. If you want to know more details around costs and schedules with respect to these ferries, just check out our dedicated video that you can find in the Campobello playlist within the description. Shopping is pretty limited on Campobello Island. There is this cute little gift shop that is on the 774, the main road within Campobello, and they have a number of items in this store, many of which are from local artists from the island. We got hungry for lunch on our first day, so we decided to stop at the Porch at Friar's Bay Inn. It's tucked on the Friar's Bay and offers one of the best water views on the island. The food here is straightforward, but we found it to be really delicious. In fact, this location had arguably the best gluten-free bread I've had in a very long time in a sandwich. And if you fancy a drink, they have you covered there too. I had the dry Campobello sunrise, and it was good. The Porch is more than a restaurant. It features a number of products that are developed by local artists. There are a number of things like hand-painted rocks to quilts to containers to hold your sea glass in. Here's what my container looks like with the sea glass we collected while on vacation. As stated before, the foods here were pretty basic with poutines and chicken fingers and BLTs and nachos and things of that nature. All of it was pretty tasty though. In fact, it was so good that we decided to come back a second time, and this time we tried the desserts, which were chocolate peanut butter and carrot cake. Once the 4 p.m. check-in time arrived, we headed to our home base for the week, which was the Starfish Cottage. We've got a full tour of this cottage linked in our playlist, but let me tell you that this charming VRBO with ocean views had a little more character than I expected. Seals, seabirds, and even whales were our neighbors for the week, and we thoroughly enjoyed watching the sunset here. One place that really took our breath away was Liberty Point. Part of the island had some of the most dramatic coastline we saw all week. Even the drive up to the Liberty Point viewing platform was gorgeous. Now, we visited this location in both sunny and foggy conditions. You're going to get to see both in this video. But when you first come here, you are just in awe with the sheer beauty of this location. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Holy cow. This reminds me of the commercials for Newfoundland. It does. The big long grasses. Wow. Those, they look like irises. I know nothing about flowers. Look. A remarkable feature of this island is the number of birds of prey that you get to see, including this osprey that we saw on the day that we were up at this location. If you take a moment to sit on these platforms and just enjoy the sights, the sounds, and the smell of the sea salt air, it is truly a great place to just slow down and let it all just sink in. So from this platform, you can see Liberty Point right here. And while here, it's important to keep your eyes open because you never know what you'll see. There's a seal down there. Depending on the tide and the conditions, you may or may not see seals at this location. Apparently, they're very common here. We just happened to get lucky that day and saw a couple of these gray seals swimming in the water. And on clear days, you can see the Grand Manan Island from this platform, another island that you need to take a ferry to. Drop a comment below if you think you'd like to see us do a tour of Grand Manan and share our experiences with you. Whew, so windy. And this is your friendly reminder to not forget those binoculars because you might just want to use them when you're at locations like Liberty Point. Man, the change, the difference here from yesterday is night and day, man. Like literally so different. Now, fog is just part of the Campobello experience. So whether you're renting here for a period of time or you live here, expect foggy days. This means enjoy those experiences anyways and see how different the landscape looks with the fog. Personally, I loved it. Like this is unbelievable because you can't even see Liberty Point. So that's Liberty Point right there. You see where this kind of like, that was clear yesterday. While we were in that general area, we decided to go to Herring Cove Beach. This beach is part of Herring Cove Provincial Park, which hugs the eastern shore of Campobello Island and has like this gentle curve to the shoreline. The shoreline here is made mostly of smooth stones and patches of sand. Exploring this beach was kind of fun because while there wasn't a ton of sea glass, there were many other things to see and to hear as well. I just love listening to the laps of water on the shoreline. This is a great place to explore with children because there are all sorts of great rounded rocks, seashells, sea glass potentially, and this. Look at that, sea urchin shell. Neat. We're going to put that one back. There are also a number of tidal pools amongst the rocks that are between Raccoon Beach and Herring Cove Beach. These are two sort of, semicircular beaches that kind of connect to this rocky area, and there's lots of tidal pools in here to look at. There's a seal. Where is he? There he is. Curious over. I've got some deeper pools here, but only snails. Let's see. Let's get a little closer. Yeah. Beautiful. After a day of beachcombing, we headed back to the cottage to relax and enjoy the sunset and prepare for the next day. On we headed to Pollock Cove. Now, Pollock Cove is known for sea glass collection. We actually spent 2 mornings at this location because we enjoyed the experience so much the first time. Now, there was a difference between the 2 days, and I'm going to share what the difference is with you in a minute. Now, you will have to drive to this location, and you will have to drive down to the parking lot. Keep in mind that there's a restaurant here, so best time to come is in the morning before the restaurant opens. Oh, there's a good piece. It's not very big, but... Oh, a green piece. That's nice. So I have to show you. Look at this. Look what I got. It's a heart rock. What the heck? That's a keeper. Wow. This was a totality of day 1's experience of sea glass picking at the beach. So the tide is just going out, or probably amongst some of the first to come out this morning. And here's what I found. Look at this. Just in literally about 2 minutes, I found all these pieces of sea glass just sitting here on the beach. Future Tammy coming in to say that the reason why we found so much glass on this morning was because it was the morning after we'd had a day of heavy winds and rain. We've got a white piece. We've got an amber piece. And a white piece. All in the space of a few. And then you can move this around and you'll find another piece here. Look at that. Oh, there's another one right here. And another one. Sometimes you find these big pieces. Look at the size of this. This is off the rocky shores here. A little off the beaten path. It's a nice piece of wood there, Ralph.
I'm excited about all the driftwood that they have here.
Careful. I can say with confidence that sea glass hunting was probably one of the favorite things that everybody enjoyed doing during this week. Great activity with kids. No trip to Campobello Island is complete without visiting the Roosevelt International Park and the Mulholland Lighthouse. Be sure to check out the playlist for this as well because we do a deeper dive on this location. It was a misty, foggy morning on this morning, and we really took our time just enjoying the location, the cottage, all the different pieces within the cottage, and taking in the history of this location. We also had lunch at the Prince Cottage, and see the video for that review. It was delicious. We also went to take a look at the Mulholland Lighthouse, built in 1885 and decommissioned in 1962. One of our favorite things that we did during our time there was the Head Harbour Lightstation that was built in 1829. It's one of New Brunswick's oldest and most dramatic lighthouses and is only accessible via low tide. We covered the full experience in a separate video linked in our Campobello playlist. One thing we learned is that this island rewards curiosity. Give yourself permission to explore unknown routes or roads, because it might bring you to beautiful sandy beaches like this one. Campobello isn't just about those big stops and activities. It's about that quiet wharf at the end of a gravel road or the beach you find just following your gut. If you're looking for a quiet getaway that feels like you're stepping into a different rhythm altogether, Campobello really delivers on that. Be sure to check out our full playlist for more detailed videos on each part of our trip. And if you found any of this helpful, give it a like, drop a comment, and tell us what your favorite part was. And be sure to subscribe for more laid-back, real travel content from the Travel Review crew. See you on the next adventure.